In this video, I'm going to show you how to find high-paying clients like this and retain them for a long time. So I know that the main thing that most of you watching my videos are struggling with is to find that first client. And that can be incredibly difficult. I did upload a video a couple of days ago on how to actually land your first client with a social media marketing agency in 2022, but I totally understand that it can be incredibly hard. So in this video, I'm going to break down the absolute best ways to find potential clients, reach out to them, and close deals for more than $2,000 on a regular basis. This is the ultimate outreach video. It's going to teach you everything you need to know about reaching out to clients and where to actually find potential clients. What's going on, everyone? I'm Henrik, and in this video, I'm going to teach you how to find clients for your marketing agency in 2022. And before you click off this video, I just wanted to say that I have nothing to sell you. I started this channel to document my journey with social media marketing, which has just been incredible. At this point, I'm operating $110,000 plus a month marketing agency. But in this video, I'm going to show you a couple of ways that I use to find clients for my marketing agency. So I'm not really going to waste your time. Let's just get straight into my computer and I'll show you the first strategy to find clients. Alright, so the first strategy, and this is a very good one to find clients for your marketing agency. This is actually one of my go-to strategies, and I close so many clients off of doing this, is to go to the Facebook home feed and scroll down until you see an ad. When you scroll the Facebook home feed, every third or fourth post is going to be an ad. And say that you're interested in, for example, working with chiropractors or with e-commerce stores, you have to only be engaging with that type of content. So since I mainly run an e-commerce marketing agency, pretty much everything in my feed is going to be e-commerce. So what I can go ahead and do is to message the page. But before that, you have to actually figure out your niche. The strategy is not really that good if you don't have a niche, but what we're going to do is we're going to come to the Facebook home feed and find your niche. So let's just pretend it's e-commerce. The first strategy I'm about to teach on outreach is probably better for e-commerce, but you can do this with pretty much any type of clients. So what we're going to do is we're going to just scroll down until we find an ad. So here we got an ad actually. I don't know if we're able to message the page, but pretend that we could. All right, so just pull up the page, and what we're going to do now is we're just going to look for an email address that we can send out a message to, or just put in our bulk. So the first way to do that would probably be to find, for example, somewhere that they have contact. Could I have it here? We can quickly click Control F. We can then scan the page and put in at, and we just found their email. So that is Control F on the page, and you're going to be able to find their at. So what we can now do is we can take this email, copy paste it, then we can go to our email where we're pretty much spamming people and add it in as one of our 500 emails. And we just found an email to the business. We can now let them know that we're actually able to increase their sales by drastic amounts every single month. And yeah, I mean, that's the first outreach strategy. It's very good. Now, ideally, you would actually like to save this strategy for the next one and rather message the Facebook page. But as you can see, there's not really an option to message the Facebook page. So what we can now do is we can go to Facebook ad library. Just search for that, Facebook ad library. And then we can search for massage gun. What we're going to see is we're going to find tons of stores that's actually selling this product. But ideally, we would like to go to the page and actually have a contact button here. So can we message them? No, we can't. So then we're going to go back and actually find a page. Typically, you will be able to contact them. Actually, it's just that we are ridiculously unlucky now. Yeah, so here you can actually see an example. Obviously, this is a horrible site. I mean, they have 0 followers. But what we can do at least is we can message them. We can say things such as who's in charge of marketing. So when you're going to do, scanning the website, getting the email, I'll probably do that with the second strategy that I'm about to teach you in a second. Before the first one, while just scrolling the Facebook home feed like this, I'll probably just go ahead and message the pages. But if you're a cold caller, a lot of these pages actually have a phone number. Now, I doubt that this one has one, but you will actually be able to sometimes find their phone number on the contact us page. What you can then do is you can actually cold call the business as well, which works very well on e-commerce websites because they rarely get cold calls. All right, I'm back. I just had to take something out of the oven so that I didn't burn my whole house down. That would be a very expensive mistake. But the first strategy here, as I shown you on Facebook home feed, you don't have to necessarily only do this with e-commerce. If you want to work with info products, chiropractors, or gyms, what you just have to do then is you only engage with that type of content. So if I wanted to work with a gym, I'm not going to go and engage with e-commerce content. I'm only going to engage with gym content. Basically, what I'm saying is that the types of ads you click on is the types of ads you're going to get because Facebook has a very good algorithm on this. So just engage with whatever. But let's get into the second outreach strategy. And this is probably going to be a little bit better with e-commerce, but I'm telling you that e-commerce is the best niche for SMMA. So I'm going to show the strategy right now. Let's jump inside of my computer. All right, so this strategy is a little bit better if you're into e-commerce, but I'd say like if you're watching my channel, you probably should stick to the e-commerce clients. And hopefully, I just forgot, hopefully click the like on this video and subscribe to my channel. And also just want to say I have a completely free Discord group. As you know, I have nothing to sell you. And the Discord group is for SMMA, and it's definitely the best SMMA Discord group out there. You're going to get pretty much all your questions questions answered. So go down in the description to join my Discord group, which is a movement of entrepreneurs and agency owners that just wants to change their game. Anyways, though, the second outreach method is on Dropisby, and this is not a promo in any way. Dropisby would probably never go to an SMMA channel to promote their service, but I'm actually using it for what it's not made for. The thing is, Dropisby is made for e-commerce stores to spy on their competitors, but it's not made for us to actually find people that we can close. So the great thing here is people are on Dropisby to find the competitors, and these guys are doing e-commerce. We're pretty much abusing it to some extent because we're using it to find clients, and I'm telling you, nobody does this. If you get on this strategy, you will compete with me, sadly, but I mean, I guess it's worth it if I can help you guys. But you come over to Dropisby and you're just gonna find tons of e-commerce stores, so you know, scrolling the Facebook home feed would just be slow compared to this. So what we can do is we can click filters, then we can do first seen, and you want to find people that's scaling right now. You don't want to find an old store, so we can go by first seen of March, let's say that. Then we can go by, yeah, last seen, doesn't really matter. Then we can do countries. Let's just do the United States. We can add in the United Kingdom, just all of the big countries that's scaling products. Then we can also go to, let me see, where was it at again? It's actually been a couple of weeks since I was on it. We can go by Shopify, which probably might be a deal, but here is where it's actually important. You want to go with the likes, and you want to make sure that the likes is actually up a little bit, because you don't want to find a store that has no budget. So if you increase the comments, for example, up to like, let's say 50, and the likes up, you know that they're actually spending money, because if they have 0 likes, 0 comments, they are probably not spending money on it. So by doing this, you can get rid of all the cheap clients, and that's pretty much it. Now let's get to scrolling. So here we found the first one. I've seen this probably before, as you know, I'm really big into the e-commerce scene. I mean, as I said, I run over 100K a month marketing agency for e-commerce, but what we can do is we can, for example, find this store, which is an e-commerce store, right? And we can let them know how they can improve the creative, for example. That could be something we can do. But first thing we're going to do, we're going to go to details, then we're going to go by shop now, and as you see, it's very, very, very bad. So we'll let them know kind of like how they can improve this, okay? Because this is horrible. And still, it has so many likes. It's clearly working. We can go to, let's say, support. And what we can now do is we can once again scan. We can do Control F. Sadly, they didn't have an email, right? So sometimes they're not going to have an email. What can you do if they don't have an email? Well, you can't do too much. That's the only problem. You can try to go to their Facebook page though. So let's see if they have that. Yeah, so they have a Facebook page, and we can message that. So if you cannot find their email, you can go to their Facebook page and send a message. They're going to get, you know, an auto reply, but you can still go through it. They're still going to see it. Even you get the auto reply. Someone's asking this in the Discord group, what do you do about this? You can mail them here, but mainly you can just say yo again, and they're actually going to see it. The auto reply doesn't mean anything, but you can say something like this: hey, your product is stunning, but with slight changes to your copywriting, you should see a way higher ROI. Now, this message is in no way perfect. It's just something that I came up with on the top of my head, but this is the exact strategy. You go to either Dropisby or Facebook, and you're going to find pages that's running ads, but on Dropisby, it's probably going to be e-com, and then you're just going to message the page or mail them, and you can also do both. And the big jackpot here is if you can find a phone number to an e-commerce store, because I'm telling you, most e-commerce stores are not really getting cold call. But let's jump back in the computer so we can look a little bit deeper into it. All right, so we can go back to Dropisby. We can just keep doing this strategy. That's pretty much it. It's a very simple strategy. This is also an e-commerce product, so we can do the exact same here. We can, you know, pull up their Facebook page and send them a message, and they have a message button too. So we could do that. I'm not going to keep messaging. You can also go to their store and scan, but we already did that. Still, I would like to repeat it just one more time, and hopefully we'll be successful with it. So it is actually in another language, but we can go ahead and translate it. So it doesn't really look like there's an, oh, actually, here's an email. We can copy that, put it into our bulk email. So what you have to do now is to pick your strategy. Are you going to go with Facebook cold outreach, sending messages to people, or are you going to go with cold emailing? I will say that if you're going to go with cold emailing, you're going in for a hustle. You have to be sending out at least 100 to 200, if not even more, emails every single day. And the thing with cold emails is they shouldn't really be that personalized. Cold emails are way better in bulk. So I just recommend you to spam multiple people instead of sending out like 15 high quality emails every single day, because most of them are just not going to be seen. So with email, just send out a ton of them. And with Facebook, keep doing the same thing. Just make it a little bit more personal, but just chat with a ton of people. Just DM them, take like 5 different approaches. Say, hey, who's in charge of marketing? Hey, I can help you with marketing. Hey, I just made my client 40K last week. Do you want help? You know, there's just so many things you can say, but choose one of those approaches. And there's way more methods to outreach in SMMA that I covered in my last video on how to sign your first client with no experience or results. But these are my 2 favorite strategies because they really work. It should totally be realistic for you to have like 1 in 4 or 1 in 5 or 1 in 6 people actually answering you, and you can then hold a conversation with them. And then, as I talked about multiple times, this is not really a video on how to start SMMA, but then what you want to do is you just want to get them on a free 10-minute call, and then from there you're going to close the deal, which I have covered in multiple other of my videos. All right, so that's going to be it for today's video. I hope that you found the video valuable and that you actually go out there and take action on the things that I just taught you, because these strategies really works. And if you start doing the Dropisby outreach strategy right now, you're going to be so much ahead of the market, because I'm telling you, pretty much nobody's doing this strategy. So I hope that you found the video valuable and that you click a like on it and subscribe to my channel. As I promised, we're doing a YouTube takeover. We're going to make the greatest channel on SMMA on YouTube in 2022. And as you know, I have nothing nothing to sell you. And if you're interested in seeing more about my agency and my journey, you can go ahead and follow my Instagram right here. But that's going to be it for today. So I'll see you in the next video.